Hi everyone, it's me again. And now I'm going to show you how to do three things. How to gather a cumulative sum of numbers in Java, how to find the maximum value of a set of numbers in Java, and how to find the minimum value in a set of numbers in Java. On this PowerPoint slide, as you can see, we're going to add up 100 numbers and get the sum of them. So right here we have our for loop for int I equal 1. And then we prompt the user saying system out print type a number. And then here we say we have a variable named sum that we set to 0. And sum will equal sum plus console.nextInt. So as soon as we read in a number, we're going to add it to that variable sum. Of course, this program makes you type in 100 numbers. We're not going to be that adventurous. Here's what we're going to do. According to the rules set forth on this PowerPoint slide, I'm going to call a method named average. Before I do that, I'm going to prompt the user to say how many numbers will there be. And I'll store that in this variable named how many. This is in main. Here's where I'm going to call the average method. It will have two parameters. It'll have the how many variable as a parameter. It'll also have a scanner parameter. As you can see, I've created a scanner object named KB. And so with the way parameters work, the how many variable, the value of it, will get mapped to this parameter h in the average method. Furthermore, the scanner parameter, which is KB in main, will be mapped to this parameter whose name is h. I'm sorry, whose name is s. So what's going to happen in this average method is I've got a total variable I'm setting equal to 0. So if h is 0, meaning if h is greater than 0, meaning we do actually have numbers, then we'll start a for loop going from 1 to h, have the user enter each number, and then add that as it's entered to the variable total. And when it's all done, we're going to return the average. And we get the average by dividing total by the number of numbers, which is represented by h. If we wind up at the else, meaning that this condition was false, h is not greater than 0, that means we have no numbers, we'll just display there is no average. Let's run that and see how it works. I'm going to say I have 4 numbers, and I'll enter number 11, 22, 33, and 44. And I get an average as 27.5. Now you'll notice it's prompting me for another number. I'll explain what's going on there in just a moment. The second thing we're going to do is find the maximum value of a set of numbers. So for that, I've created this method called getMax, which follows the code on this slide. Again, 2 parameters, one for h, how many numbers, and one for the scanner. If h is greater than 0, meaning we have numbers, I prompt the user to enter the first number, use nextInt to store it in this variable max, and declare a variable named num. Then I set up a for loop. Now look at this. We start at 1, but our condition is now x less than h. We've already entered one number right here. So that means we want to enter whatever h is, we want to enter h minus 1 numbers. We've already entered one number here. So in order to enter h minus 1 numbers, we need our condition to be strictly less than, as opposed to greater than or equal, less than or equal to. So as long as we're in this for loop, we'll prompt the user to enter another number, the user enters it, and then we'll see if we have a new maximum number. Num represents the number just entered, max is the current maximum. So if num, which was just entered, is greater than max, then change the value of max. Max becomes num. If this condition is false, meaning num is not greater than max, we don't do anything. When this for loop ends, we have the maximum number, and we'll display it here. Actually, we'll return it as a string. If we get to the else, meaning h was not greater than 0, we have no numbers, so therefore there is no maximum. Similarly, you can write a method to do a minimum value, which looks very similar to the maximum value, except the only differences here are that now my variable here is min instead of max. That reads the first number. And here within the for loop, I'm still reading in each number and setting it equal to num. But then in the if statement, I look and see if num is less than min, meaning if num, the current number just read, is less than my current minimum, we change the value of min. If it's not less than min, we don't do anything. And again, we'll return a string saying the minimum number is whatever it is after the for loop is done. There you have your get max method and the very similar get min method. I'll put the get max method up here while I run this. Oh, I'm still running. All right, let's enter four numbers again. 22, 11, 44, 33. And as you can see, it said the maximum number is 34. So the get max function or method has done its job. Finally, here is the get min. And the output window is waiting for me to enter numbers for that. So let's do it. 22, 33, 44, 11. And we get the minimum number is 11. So the get min function also did its job, get min method. Just to show you that there is a chance of getting no output, at least none valid. If I say we have 0 numbers, we have there is no average, there is no maximum, there is no minimum. So once again, in the average method, we get a cumulative sum using a for loop right here. In the get max method, we use a for loop to find the largest value entered. And finally, in the get min method, we use a for loop to get the smallest value entered. If you have any questions, please send me an email at kmuldrow@lbcc.edu.